coached 28 NBA lottery picks in his career. And taking on Kevin Keats, third year at the helm at NC State, former Louisville assistant and head coach at UNC Wilmington. Took the Wolfpack to the NCAA tournament in his first year in Raleigh. He has a chance to do it again.
Kevin Keats is a terrific coach, and he is building a program. He inherited a tough situation with the NCAA, but right now he's got this team poised to have a chance to win and get to the NCAA tournament.
It's going to be a very rough week for the Wolfpack because they take on Duke tonight, then they get number 8 FSU over the weekend. As that is poked out of bounds by the Blue Devils.
DLB, these are two huge games because in the ACC this year, there are 3 teams that can help you get a legitimate quad 1 win. Duke, Louisville, and Florida State. They got 2 of 3 this week at home.
Bates with a handoff. A little bit of a stumble there by Daniels, but he gets the one-hander to go regardless. We take a look at tonight's starting lineups. They're brought to you by T-Row Price. Jones, Goldwire, Stanley, Hurt, Carey Jr. for the Blue Devils. They come in averaging 83 points a game. Coach K doesn't think they're a great shooting team. Hurt misfiring in the first. He thinks they're a good shooting team. Not great yet. Here's Daniels on the attack. Great defense, but up and in by Bryce.
That's about as good as it gets for NC State to start packing the basket, beating Duke down the floor, playing ahead of that Duke defense.
Jones, he stumbles, gets it back, swatted away by the #1 shot blocker in the ACC, Manny Bates, 6'11" freshman with great timing.
Manny Bates is like a human backboard. He's so alert off the basketball, has great anticipation. He needs to play well today to protect the rim and defend Vernon Carey. The focal point of their defensive game plan, NC State, they've got to defend Carey. They've got to take care of the basketball. Can't turn it over so they can set their defense.
Funderburk with the foul, putting Jones at the line. You know, Bates accounts for about 60% of the Wolfpack's team rejections. They happen to be facing the #1 shot blocking team in the ACC. Trey Jones, 74%, hits that one.
Last guy that had that type of shot blocking ability was Fox. Pretty good player.
Not too shabby.
He had a pretty good career.
Sure did. Whistle and a foul right on the side. And it'll go against Matthew Hurt. The 6'9" freshman picks up #1. NC State coming in at 16-9, 7-7 in the ACC. Just dropped a tough one on the road to Boston College, 71-68.
And that's got to be in the rearview mirror. This is the opportunity in front of them. Right now, they're looking at basically a 3-week season to earn an opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament. They got to move the ball, move people, and then get paint touches.
Markel Johnson, Bryce with a turnaround. He's been their hot hand the last several games. Duke looking to push that tempo.
Duke plays with great spacing, 4 around 1. Good pressure on the basketball, which forces that turnover.
And Bryce has it. The 6'5" senior hits about 36% from 3. They're not a good three-point shooting team, but he's respectable. Johnson, oh, that's a pretty play to lay it up and in on the drive.
If State's going to win this game, they're an older team. Their seniors have to step up and play well. This is a seniors game today. C.J. Bryce, Markel Johnson, those guys need to step up and put their arms around this game for State.
Carey putting that head down. Tough drive, but no. And a whistle with 17:49 to go here in the first half. And a foul to go against Duke, and Hurt picks up his second quick one.
The one thing about this new team this year, though, in years past, they play 7 guys. There'd be a front court sub, there'd be a perimeter sub. Now, Coach K, they're playing 10 guys, 13 minutes or more. That's incredible when you think about Duke basketball.
And much deeper than in past years. Tipped away by White, but controlled by the Wolfpack. Johnson, he's the #2 assist man in the league, just behind Trey Jones. Shot clock down to 7. Daniels with the left hand, yes. Now Devin Daniels comes in averaging about 12, but some big performances like the 23 he had against Syracuse.
And you see NC State, they're putting Vernon Carey in a lot of ball screens. They think the best way to defend him is to get him in foul trouble and make him go.
Old wire too long with a triple. NC State with an excellent start on top 8-1. Daniels slamming on the brakes. He's going to shoot it anyway. Got it! He has 6.
That's a bad shot and a good shot. Early in the clock, the ball didn't move, the defense didn't move. But a big-time shot right there from Daniels.
And they have the crowd alive. The Wolfpack with a 10-1 advantage right out of the gate. White looking for some help. Jones with a little far away. Rebounded away by Carey. Right back up. He'll draw the foul, and he'll be at the line to shoot 2.
When you think about Duke this year, you think about terrific defense, pressuring the ball, keep it in the perimeter. But right here, Trey Jones beat off the dribble. They attack the big. They're going to go right at Vernon Carey at the rim, and then in the ball screen, terrific job. Daniels using his body and getting to the finish. Look for Kevin Keats to put Vernon Carey in ball screens and then attack him on the bounce and both reversals. He feels if he can get Carey out of the game, obviously, huge advantage. The tempo and the pace of this game right now is in NC State's favor. They haven't turned it over. They've done a pretty good job of keeping Duke off the glass. And right now they're playing downhill. They're not settling to be a jump shooting team.
Hitting the shots, too. 5 out of 7.
That's always a good thing.
In and out of the second one by Vernon Carey. 8-point lead for the Wolfpack. Looking confident early. Duke a little shaky. That one doesn't touch a thing. Bad shot by Bryce. Comes in averaging 14 and averaging 19 a game over his last 3. He's really been shooting the ball much better than that.
Yeah, he had 2 back-to-back games. When he came back from his concussion, he did not score. He's back in a rhythm. They can't just play on emotion. They've got to get a good possession every single time down the floor.
There at a spin. Rebound tipped. Wolfpack wants to run. Daniels on the line up the 3, will not shoot it. He backs it out and sets it up. Now drives again, and he draws contact. No shock the way NC State has played against Duke here in the past. They've had some big wins against the Blue Devils on this floor. Off to a nice start on top 10-2. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's. Try a Big Bacon Classic today. PNC Arena, seen some big names. Lady Gaga, The Rock, Jay-Z, Beyonce, and your favorite, Seth, Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé? Yeah, he's got good pipes, that guy. I'm kind of more of a Springsteen guy, maybe a Dave Matthews fan. I mean, I don't know. I think the guy that's producing this thing is trying to trash me right now. I don't know. Maybe because he didn't want to come to Columbia and play for us.
It's our man, Kim Belton. Pretty fair player in his day at Stanford. A terrific start here for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, Kevin Keats is going to approach this game in 4-minute segments, time after time out. We're going to look at this game in 5-minute segments so you can follow it. So segment number 1 right now, NC State's exactly where they want to be. What they want to do is compartmentalize the game, play 5 minutes at a time, play at a high level, defend and compete, wipe the slate clean, and get to the next 5 minutes.
Biggest lead in the early going, up by 10, right down the lane. Moore, nobody stopped him. Bill Moore, the 6'6 freshman, averaging 7 points, 4 rebounds a game.
Maybe it was one game. Wendell Moore playing. They're a different team with him. He's a terrific defender and gets out in transition.
Braxton Beverly, one of the few guys you're going to see off the bench for NC State. It's a very short bench. Funderburk went for the hook. He's denied.
Early post action went right at Vernon Carey. He's got to take that shot fake and get into his body.
Right back up top for Moore. Grew up watching Duke Carolina as a youngster in Charlotte, and of course had that buzzer-beating tip-in against Carolina, and a turnover. That's their second.
Let's look at the first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes, 12-4 NC State. And the whole key right now is the defense. They did a terrific job of keeping Duke on the perimeter. They took them out of transition. They didn't turn the basketball over. And by the way, when you go 5 for 9, life is good. Good coach, bad coach.
Well, Johnson, one of the top point guards, not just in the ACC, but in the country. Led the ACC in assists as a sophomore. Has a chance to do it again as a senior. Trying to get a bucket here. He knocks that one down.
Open up the floor, get the ball in the middle of the floor so you can't get help. Terrific job of getting paint touches and being on balance. This is a senior game. I'm going to say it all day. Right now, Markel Johnson and C.J. Rice, they have to be good for NC State to win this game.
Funderburk trying to pull his way inside. He's stopped on that play by White, triggering the break. Jones with a fumble on it, and he batted it out of bounds. It's back over to the Wolfpack. We talked about an outstanding point guard matchup. There are a lot of people talking about Tre Jones as the ACC Player of the Year favorite right now. Nobody has scored more points than he has in the ACC over the last 5 weeks.
Tre Jones has been terrific. And think about it. You need a moment. If you're going to win Player of the Year, you need a moment. I think that Carolina game was his moment.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. There's a guy named Vernon Carey on this team. To me, he's the most dominant player in the ACC. But I think the most impactful player in the ACC is Tre Jones. He gets the ball, he shoots the ball, he defends the ball, and he's made big shots.
Alley-oop attempt, but a sloppy one and taken away by Jones. He'll pull up and pop and knock it down. A three-pointer. So the Blue Devils start to come alive a little bit.
And this is where he's a different role this year. Last year, he would have drove right there and found Zion Williamson for the lob or pitched ahead to R.J. Barrett. Now he drives it in transition. If they play him soft, he's going to step up and knock down that jumper.
Bates went up, the big freshman, but he draws the foul. Hit by Moore, picks up number 1. Bates will go to the line. Not something he's terribly fond of. He's only 50%.
Watch this play right here. Tre Jones, little hard, rhythm dribble, gets himself on bounce, knocks down that 3. That's the difference in his game. That's the difference in his role this year. His role this year, he has to score with this team. He's got to play downhill. He's got to make plays for himself and for others. Last year, advanced past the Zion anywhere in his universe. And you know what? Odds are they were going to score.
And Jones single-handedly outscored North Carolina 18-15 over the final minute of the second half of the overtime in that epic victory. And 2 here by O'Connell coming off the bench. Laurier will make the pass and right down the lane. O'Connell for 2.
Yeah, right there. Manny Bates has got to cut the weak side rebounder off. Terrific job of rebounding on the weak side of that from the back, but that was a poor block. You have the weak side, you cannot get wedged underneath the basket. You got to cut that guy out off the weak side and then pursue the basket.
Beverly, tough drive. That one swatted out of the sky. Stanley came over to help defensively.
First side drive. You got to make that drive on the second side of the floor.
Jones makes dish and swatted from behind. Helms, a sophomore, got up there, playing some tough D. A Saturday, this highly anticipated rematch finally happening. Wilder Fury 2 at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific from the MGM Grand in Vegas, live on pay-per-view and ESPN Plus. Go to the main card, go to ESPNplus.com/top-rank.
Wilder's knocking that dude out. Knocking that dude out.
You're confident, Coach.
Great press conference today. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous, that press conference today. There was more smack talk in that thing than I've seen in a long time.
At a very professional level.
At a very high level. There was more smack talk there than when back in the day Jay Will and I would be in the studio and we'd be talking to each other. Fonz is too nice a guy. He's like the nicest human being in the world.
He is an absolute fit. He makes all of us look bad.
Thank you. I'm happy you said that and not me.
Rice on the spin. Mid-range jumper won't drop. And tipped out the officials looking at each other. It's Mike Eads, John Gaffney, and Brian O'Connell tonight. And it'll stay on this end.
Big time crew. These guys love me now. They weren't so fond of me a couple of years ago.
No, they came over and all three of them said, are you going to hit anything tonight? Are you going to hit a table?
Right, hit a table. You got to get the table up there. Make sure it's there.
Because you were really good at doing that.
Yeah, that's one of my better traits. Right now, NC State is getting sped up by Duke and attacking all on the first side. They finished right there. They've got to move the defense. When you play Duke, they're going to defend every inch of the floor. If you can move them side to side and then attack, you'll get a better shot.
Daniels making it 16-9. Jones back out for Carey. He's going to drop that one. He does not take many of those threes, and he was hitting 43%. He was 6 for 14. Over the top, and it glances off the iron, right back out to Daniels.
First side, you got to move the ball.
In and out, rebound tipped. Jones running it down. He's got it. Coming to pull a jumper. Got a good look and a whistle. 10:59 to go here in the first half. Wolfpack leading at 16-9. We're calling this our Whimsical Wednesday. You mentioned the early part of your coaching career. You looked a little different back then. We're going to take a fond look back.
Oh, boy.
We made USAA insurance for veterans like Martin.
Before I really got into coaching, and this is after.
Look at the job it did. Have you ever just sat and thought for 5 minutes about all the money you have saved on brushes and combs in your life? What a staggering amount.
A larger wash rag, not as much shampoo. Need a little bit more moisturizer for the dough.
Wow. Jones slamming on the break. Can't drill it.
My guy Buddy Moore was the head coach of Columbia, one of the all-time great guys. In New England right now, he was an unbelievable coach and absolutely loved the game. And Belton still told him no.
Tough guy to say no to. Daniels off the window. It fell off, but Stanley with a foul. Devin Daniels has 10 points right away.
Yeah, right now, I like what State's doing in transition. I like that they're attacking in transition. But what I'd like to do in the half court, when they get in the half court, instead of attacking on the first side, make Duke defend. Now, I'll tell you the other thing they're doing a great job, State. They're not turning it over. As long as they don't turn it over so that Duke can get out in transition, all right, they're going to be in good shape. The second 5 minutes, I think they're in pretty good shape right now. Not as good. Shot selection wasn't as good that 5 minute period, but Kevin Keats is approaching this game. We're approaching it in 5 minute segments. He's approaching it from TV timeout to TV timeout. He will literally talk to his team about what they did in that 4 minutes and what they need to do the next 4 to get better. And that way you keep the guys in the moment.
Floor off the glass, and it's tipped up and in by Carey. The only player ranked in the ACC's top 5 in scoring, rebounding, and field goal percentage. With tips like that, he makes 59%. Daniels again to his right. Man, he's a man in this first half.
Danielson has been terrific, OB.
14 points to lead all scorers.
Yeah, it's really interesting. The Duke's trying to keep them on one side of the floor. Almost when people say down, that means kind of push the ball down to the baseline. Daniels is fighting that, getting to the middle of the floor and using his size.
They call a foul here on Goldwire. As Bates tried to get free, he picks up number 1. As they trapped him. You're talking about those 5 minute segments.
Yeah, that's right. NC State wins the second 5 minute segment, 8-7. More importantly, they continue to defend. They're keeping the ball in front. They're doing a pretty good job in defensive transition. And they're making it hard for Vernon Carey to catch it in an early post-ups in transition.
Johnson on the baseline. Daniels around the back. What a save there. Funderburk down the lane. Lays it in. What a sensational basket. And this crowd is alive in a very big way tonight at PNC. Carey with the touch, wants to paint, and one. He'll be headed to line. Took the contact, and he'll be shooting. Manny Bates with his second foul, but back to that play moments ago.
Absolutely terrific save right there. Little French pastry, and then Funderburk going right at Vernon Carey. Vernon Carey knows the best way to guard him is to get him in foul trouble. He goes a little Ole right at him. He steps out. Funderburk finishes. On the other end, though, he did a great job of early posting him this time, getting him the ball in the right block. He loves to get to the right block and work his way through the middle.
Off the rim, a misfire by Carey. Those 5 points, 5 rebounds this far. Johnson, long distance, got it. The three. He only hits 26%, but seems like they're all falling right now for the Wolfpack.
That was in the slower transition, a little drag ball screen, got a little separation, was on balance.
Jones, pull up, shy. Look at the confidence they're playing with, Seth.
I love the early push to kind of compress the defense, and now all of a sudden you can move the defense. Don't settle it.
Johnson again. Yes!
Don't settle it.
Another three. 28-13. Carey lost it, got it back, laid it in.
How good was Vernon Carey's ability to collect himself, not charge, and finish that play? You know what Markel Johnson reminds me of? Not the made 3-point shots. A little Rajon Rondo each game.
Daniels taking a stumble there, and he stepped on the line. So that's a turnover by NC State. Only their second of the half, however.
NC State take care of the ball and packing on opportunity. What they got to do is do a little bit better job in transition defending the post. Markel Johnson going to the ball screen. What's he going to do? He's going to make you pay. Johnson with a little shake and a shimmy. Step back. Money. Senior moment. No. Senior's taking over.
44 different ranked teams last season, 48 the entire year. 4 current top 10 teams not in the preseason poll. Well, you really like San Diego State.
San Diego State is the real deal. An elite defensive team. Malachi Flynn is as good as any guard in college basketball. They shoot it, they defend, they don't turn it over, they keep you off the glass. They are Final Four good.
Bellum's got a good look. Foul on NC State. With 7:20 to go here. Have to be impressed by the way the Wolfpack has come out in attack mode, showing no fear against the number 6 team in the country.
No doubt about it. This is a huge game for NC State. Let me tell you something. This is a big game for Duke. Duke's playing for an ACC championship and a potential number 1 seed. So Coach Taylor trying to get their attention. It's really important right now for NC State to take care of the basketball, get a good shot, and cut Duke off the glass.
Tie up on the play. Possession arrow will keep it on this end. And a foul is called. Delorier with a personal. Hey, the NBA players have a few more days off in the All-Star break. On a Friday night, a doubleheader in OKC. That's at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. And Zion and the Pelicans are in the Rose City. They'll battle with the Blazers. Coverage starting with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern on ESPN. So Daniels goes to the line after the foul for a 1-and-1. He's building a huge game here. This is a guy who averages 12 points a game. That's his 15th point.
He's been really good, though, the last 4 games. I mean, he's been terrific. Averaging almost 15 a game. He's an aggressive offensive player. He's going to attack you. He has a scorer's mentality. He's going to make plays. By the way, Zion any good?
Pretty good.
He's pretty good.
Right. Snatched it, put it right back up. Playing with a lot of bounce.
That's a total lack of attention. I would think that you would see some type of substitution up, coming shortly.
31-17, NC State. Ball beyond the rim. Jones will fire it. Price for the rebound.
And was defensive possession by NC State, keeping the ball in front, forcing a contested shot, keeping the ball out of the lane. A little different when Vernon Carey's not in the game.
Right on the line. Wild shot there by Daniels. Jones hitting the deck again. Right through with the right hand right on top of that rim. It's not dropping for Duke so far. 6 minutes to go in the half. Target there by Beverly.
NC State's done a terrific job of getting to 50-50s, being first to the floor, but they've got to settle down offensively. Cannot just play on emotion. At some point, you've got to take a step back and say, all right, where are we? I'm not saying take the foot off the pedal, attack in transition, but in the half court, move the ball and move the defense, and then attack. They'll get a better shot, they'll have better floor balance, and having a better opportunity to get to the line.
Beverly, jump shooter out of Kentucky. And that's going to be an offensive foul on C.J. Bryce, who put the head down, and he picks up number 2.
Duke does a great job of keeping the ball on one side of the floor. When I say down the ball screener, what they're trying to do is, you see Trey Jones, he's on his high shoulder. He's not letting the ball get reversed. He's forcing that ball down to the baseline. See, if you can keep the ball on one side of the floor, then you can set your defense, and everyone off the ball can get over the help. Really good job right there. That's why Trey Jones is such a good defender. He can keep the sideline and keep you in front.
Pretty shot there by Carey, floating into the lane. Give him 9 points. 31-19. Johnson. And lots of iron, but it drops away. But Duke can't contain on Stanley. And out of bounds. Been that kind of half. So the next 5.
Third 5 minutes. State once again. 11-8. Markel Johnson was absolutely terrific. I really like what State's doing right now. They're playing with tremendous confidence. Coach K already getting 10 guys in the game. I just think about the 8 years I played against Duke. I never saw more than 7. We didn't even have more than 7 on our scouting report. They've got 10 guys in, and they're all trying to make a difference. He says all 10 won't play great. He just needs the right group eventually to play well.
Carey got back, played some tough D with the rejection. Standing with the scoop, and one. He'll be headed to the line for a 3-point play.
In transition. European basketball, boom, a little Euro. Usually Cassius Stanley is ready to be a Sports Center top 10 that time. Showed a little finesse.
Fouled by Daniels, so Stanley to the line. He's 74% there. Cassius is held in check by FSU. And Duke's 5-point win over the Bulls. Shut him down to the tune of just 9 points.
Defensive transition is so important for NC State. They've got to be, when they set their defense, they are really good.
For the attempt of the catch, but off the hand. And the Blue Devils trying to take advantage. Trying to cut into this lead before halftime. Under 4 minutes to go. Here in Raleigh, good denied by Johnson. Up against Jones. Point guard against point guard.
That's a KG veteran senior in the pass lane. Palm open to the ball in a stance, anticipating a play and using his body to shield Trey Jones.
Delorier bouncing inside. No. Trying for the second one and one. So the foul against the Wolfpack. 3:33 to go in the first half. Duke cutting in 36-25 here at PNC.
Take yourself to the island.
We'll get to that in just a bit. How is NC State doing this to this Duke team?
Well, I think it's exactly what Coach Greenberg's been talking about is the pace of this game and trying to get out early and not allowing Duke to set their half-court defense and pressure out because they can be so disruptive there. Coach, you've been talking about that 5 minutes battle between these two teams and where NC State is at. I love the way that you're breaking that down. How important is it for them to not be satisfied, obviously, with where they're currently at?
I think the most important thing, Sean, right now is to erase that last 5 minutes. You're 0-0 and do the things you need to do. Take care of the basketball. Have good floor balance. Shot selection is very important. And then defend the post early so Vernon Carey doesn't get any early post-ups.
Shot clock now down to 5. Beverly stumbling in the lane, fired up a wild shot. It did nick the iron. 3:02 to go here in the first half, and foul. We take a look and who has made more, brought to you by Guinness. NC State on top 36-25. Moore will pick up foul number 2. These two, Daniels and Johnson, just flat getting it done. 15 for Daniels, a dozen for Johnson, who averages 13 a game. And Daniels back to the line.
Daniels has been really good. I think Kevin Keats has given his guards freedom to play downhill, get paid touches, be aggressive. He's kind of empowering them. And when you get downhill, eventually they're going to be able to kick out for some open shots. And every time you drive it, you're making Vernon Carey make a decision.
17 for Devin Daniels. So he has been the main story for the Wolfpack. Going to the pass, and out it goes with 2:50 showing. And Duke number 3 in the country at 83 points a game. They've already set a new school record with 5 30-point wins in the ACC, but scoring has been a bit of a struggle for them tonight.
State's taking really good care of the basketball. So if you take care of the basketball and you take good shots, you're basically eliminating transition opportunities. And Duke thrives in transition off of their defense. This halftime speech by Coach K will be very interesting. That was a foul. That sounded like Billis.
No whistle. Duke only shooting 32%. And another turnover. And it's not like those are piling up outrageously. That's only 6. It feels like a lot more than that.
It does, because these turnovers have been in scoring opportunities. But right now, Coach K not happy with his team. Now, he talked about playing 10 guys and figuring out the guys that are playing the best. And that all 10 guys don't have to play great. But his message right now in the locker room is going to be that effort was unacceptable. They beat us to 50-50 balls. They're getting to the offensive glass. They're getting in the lane. We're not good with the basketball. Here's a perfect example. This will not be received well. Here's a timeout.
Coach K wants a timeout. NC State. Kevin Keats' team playing with great energy. You talked about the fact that they're on the bubble. It's Duke in town. It's always going to be a huge game. They have had success on this floor. Recent success, 3 recent wins over Duke right here at PNC.
This is a competitive team. This is obviously a big game. There's a guy that has to step up, Trey Jones. But, you know, to me, like, if you're Coach K, you can live with made and missed shots. You can live with maybe a lack of attention to detail in executing in a half court. I'll tell you what you can't live with. You can't live with a lack of effort and getting beat to 50-50 balls.
Daniels thought he was fouled on the play, but a turnover by the Wolfpack. A Saturday at noon Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. Number 1 Baylor taking on number 3 Kansas. That's a Sonic blockbuster and could help decide the Big 12 title and number 1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. Jones lost his footing and a trouble as he went skidding. That is 8 turnovers now.
I'm sorry. Yeah, this is an interesting thing because if you can't post the ball to Vernon Carey in half court, Funderburk's doing a really good job of defending him early. But where else does Duke go to get scoring? So Trey Jones has got to try to make a play. This is the one area I think Duke needs to improve it. Execution in the half court.
1 minute to go before the break. Beverly. Funderburk with the shot clock winding down. Tipped his own miss. And had that one slapped away with 53.2 to go.
Funderburk's playing like a grown man. He's getting every loose ball around the basket, and they are trying to get him the ball on rolls, in post-ups, to make Vernon Carey defend. And the game plan for Kevin Keats has been absolutely terrific.
And he's going to take a timeout. So a quick one here with NC State on top. 39-27 over the Duke Blue Devils. Well, the Top three
emerging. He's one of the best freshmen in the country people will talk about. Louisville, when they defend and they get point guard play, terrific. And then that Duke team, they've been very good offensively, playing through carry, playing in transition. Right now, they are not playing as hard. There's a standard at Duke of how hard you need to play. They're not living up to that standard.
He's stuffed by Funderburk as he rolled to the rim. This crowd's been a big factor here, haven't it?
And Kevin Keats going 2 for 1 right there. He's going to get the last shot. Really good job. Kevin Keats coming out of the timeout.
Like too far underneath. On the run, Helens, and he gives it up on the turnover. 27 remaining. Take a look at this play from up top.
This is absolutely terrific. A little side ball screen. Carey levels it off. Terrific roll by Funderburk. No weak side help. You coming up, a little hook, lob, bam! But you get the stop you needed, and you would have been able to take advantage of that 2 for 1. You cannot turn it over. Every possession is valuable.
Well, Duke trying to make this the final possession of the first half here in Raleigh. Jones ducks under and lays it in. Time to get off a heave here for Johnson. Long distance. He hits it! He hit the shot! Goodness gracious. What a half for NC State.
Good awareness. This isn't the first time this dude's made a big shot. They played UNC Greensboro, and he made the exact same shot to win a game. That will count, and that is the way to go to halftime. Two dribbles. You got 2 dribbles with 2 seconds. Let it fly. Woo!
NC State with a big crowd behind them here at PNC. On top, 44-29 over the Duke Blue Devils. Looking back, going back to 2015, 17, and 18 against ranked Duke teams. NC State coming away with memorable victories, trying to make another one join that list.
And how they did it was point guard play. Everyone expected Trey Jones to take over the game. It was Markel Johnson keeping Trey Jones on his hip. How about getting in the lane and dropping a dime? And you want an exclamation point? 2 seconds left, 2 dribbles. Bam! That's the way to leave the court. And that is basically a microcosm of what happened in this first half in terms of NC State imposing their energy on this game.
Markel Johnson with that 3, going head-to-head with Jones. Now maybe some history tonight. Deficit of 15. Largest halftime deficit since 2016 for Duke. They've only come back from 15 down at halftime twice in school history. NC State out of the gate, a 10-1 lead, and never looked back.
Never looked back. They were the aggressor. They got every single 50-50 ball. They were alert defensively, and they did a really good job of setting their defense and taking Duke out of transition. First play to half, Coach K always goes inside. They tried to isolate right there. Vernon Carey, pretty good job by Bates, walling up.
And Carey picks up his first foul. He was 4 for 10 shooting, 7 in the first half, and a traveling violation. So I think a lot of these fans are just now getting back into their seats because they stayed up through the half after a very exciting first 20 minutes, and what a way to end it by Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson made a big-time shot. These first 5 minutes, so important for NC State. They got to keep it in front. They got to take care of the basketball. They got to limit Duke to 1 shot.
Carey trying to spin inside. He'll draw the foul. Opening seconds of the second half, NC State on their home floor trying to spring the upset. That personal will go against Manny Bates. That's 3 on Bates.
Yeah, that's 3 on Bates. To me, the most important thing is that Funderburk on the floor. Because Funderburk, when he catches it in the block, he has the ability to take the ball offensively and go right at Vernon Carey. Coach K coming out of the halftime, 2 straight possessions, they go inside.
The trademark for Coach K and Duke over the years. And that second half gets started. That's where they have blown so many teams' doors right off.
No doubt about it, B.O.B. Look, we've broken this game down into 5-minute segments. NC State has dominated the first 4. It is important. This is the most important 5-minute segment, and they've got to keep it simple. And what I mean by simple, they've got to stay aggressive. They've got to attack in transition off the stops. But in the half court, take care of the ball, dictate the shot, and then play downhill. Get paint touches once the ball's reversed.
Incidentally, Markel Johnson has the basketball now. Hit that shot from way beyond midcourt. Giving off to Bryce here. That is the third time this season. Funderburk will make it and go to the line. Third time this season that Markel Johnson has hit a shot from midcourt or deeper.
And that's exactly a great shot right there. But exactly what we said. Get ball reversal, play downhill, attack, don't settle. And when you get triple penetration, what do you get? You have the ability to get angles to get to the offensive play.
Three-point play for Funderburk. 7 points for the 6'10 junior from Cleveland. This is the biggest lead of the night for the Wolfpack. Beyond the three. Trying to sling that pass to Carey. It's out of play.
Such a good defensive possession there, taking Duke out of any offensive rhythm. Great job of Funderburk fighting around Carey. Good job of containing the basketball. Goldwire trying to make a hard play.
I would agree with you on the defense by NC State. But Duke has been out of sorts all night. They have 1 assist in the entire game.
1 assist, that means they're not moving the ball. They're not playing with great spacing. They're pounding it on the glass too much.
Jones in transition. Little floater, no. Hurt grabs the board. He'll draw the foul. Matthew Hurt to the line. We make 79%. And Duke also at the foul line in the first half. The gimmies, they made only 2 of 7.
And that's something that you just cannot do if you're going to come in and play on the road and chop into a lead. And, you know, Hurt's an interesting player because he can really shoot the basketball. Here's another missed free throw. But the one thing Duke's missing, if you look at their roster right now, you see who's on the floor. You got Goldwire, you got Jones, you got Hurt. Besides Trey Jones, who's going to go make a play? Who's going to have a little shake to his game and either make a play for himself or someone else?
Wow. I mean, that's a guy who makes about 80% at the line. He misses them both. And for the game now, they are 2 for 11. Johnson.
Right now, to me, it looks like the wind has been sucked out of this Duke team. Someone needs to step up. No one's bringing their team together, and even the bench. They're observing this game. They're not participating in this game.
Shot clock winding down. He got the shot up there, and it'll drop. 17 for Markel Johnson.
I mean, someone's got to step up. You see those guys on the bench, those players on the bench. Who's going to put their arms around? Someone's got to empower someone right now for this Duke team. They are absolutely just sitting and watching the theater.
Carey with the slam for 11 points. 49-31. NC State on the bubble. They've got Florida State coming up on Saturday. So playing back-to-back top 10 opponents. Knocked away by Carey.
I like that possession. They moved the ball side to side. They tried to isolate Carey on the block. Needed to take one dribble, get an angle, and knock that thing on a little bounce pass away from the defense. Short clock right here. See what NC State does.
10 to get it off.
Floor balance key right here because there's going to be a long shot and a long rebound.
Johnson hits a three. Give him a 20-point night. Wolfpack continues to pile on the points. Funderburk with the theft. Helms down the lane to lay it in. Tell me who saw this coming.
Not you and I. Kevin Keith said he was going to free his guys up as long as they competed. They're ready to play. Great defensive game plan. They've taken care of the basketball.
Biggest deficit of the season for Duke. Hurt fires, gets it from three-point land. Well, they've had a great crowd tonight. Late start. Tip-off just after 9 p.m. But they have shown up in a great voice.
They've been involved in this game, engaged in this game. But NC State's giving them a reason to be engaged by how hard they're playing and how well they're playing.
Funderburk. And that's going to block. The 6'10 junior knocks one down.
I'll tell you what, life is good in Raleigh right now.
Boy, what isn't falling for them? Jones will draw the foul on a penetration. This basketball loved this rim, didn't it?
Big fella, shoot it soft. Shoot it soft, get it on the rim. A little shooter's roll. Kawhi Leonard in the house.
The last time they trailed by 20 or more, that was the Zion game. That game has prompted Coach K to change how often the guys wear the same shoes.
Yeah, they don't want any flat tires.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
This is the order of the upset right now. You think about it, you own the tempo and the rhythm of the game. Check. NC State's good there. Have someone step up. Daniels. Check. Have someone there. Don't commit live ball turnovers. Keep your opponent off the glass. Check, check. All of a sudden now, you've got to manage the next 15 minutes. Continue to stay aggressive. But what I see from this NC State team is they've imposed not just their will, but their system. They're attacking in transition. If not, they're attacking the basket. They're eliminating second chance opportunities and eliminating live ball turnovers to give Duke a chance to get out in transition. And they've got guys stepping up and making big plays. We got a little history going on right here.
Well, very possibly 57-36. Trey Jones restoring a little bit of sanity at the line. Makes a couple. They had been just 2 for 11 at the strike before that. Johnson trying to work that baseline with a fall away. Well short.
Not a good possession right there. The ball got stuck in Johnson's hands.
Rattles in for Trey Jones, who has a dozen. All sorts of time here if Duke can get on a roll, but they need a hot hand.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Trey Jones' role has totally changed. A year ago, he was initiating offense. A year ago, he was advanced passing up the floor. Now, Trey Jones has got to be the guy that's making plays to score.
Price with a miss. Duke at 22-3, 12-2 in the conference, and again it's Jones. He's putting them on his shoulders.
And when Trey Jones goes right, he's racking. He goes left, he's going to shoot that pull-up. You can't let him get to his right hand.
Ellis pounding the deck. Carey just erased that shot. 14-11 to go.
First 5 minutes, most important 5 minutes. Look right here, 13-9. Now what happens, the next 5 minutes becomes the most important 5 minutes. With Kevin Keats, if you're compartmentalizing this game like he is doing, right, you've owned the first 5 minutes. Now the most important thing is don't settle. And what I mean by that is don't settle defensively. Sit in the stance, keep Trey Jones out of the lane. And then at the other end, get a little bit better ball movement.
They're going to take a look here over at the monitor, and they're watching Vernon Carey. He sent that one sailing. This looked like a block shot.
That's more of a basketball, where he tried to swim stroke around Funderburk right there. And I think as he tried to swim stroke down, which is a foul, I think he caught Funderburk. Look right in the middle of your screen right there. You see Funderburk trying to seal. I think he's just trying to sweep and get through right there.
Mike Eads, John Gaffney, and Brian O'Connell huddling here. Meanwhile, it's a 6-0 run by Trey Jones. By himself for the Blue Devils.
Watch right here in the middle of the floor. Freeze it right here. And that right there, that's just a swim stroke, which is illegal. Trying to fight your way around that low post play. And it's going to be a flagrant 1 foul.
Wow.
Which is an absolutely huge call. And, I think was it excessive? Was it unnecessary? Let's take a look and really take a look at this play one more time. Close look right here. If you freeze it right, you know what? Above the shoulders. That's a defensive play that Vernon Carey, I'm not sure if it was malicious, but he surely made some type of contact with the face.
So it'll be number 2 on Carey. Funderburk at the line. He makes 76%. And drops in the first to give him 11.
And that breaks a 6-0 run by Duke.
Give you one more look on that play on the flagrant.
Right, here's the competition. Watch right there. He's just trying to swim stroke through there, and basically he made contact above the shoulders. Back in the day when Kim Belton was playing and the game was physical, that would be absolutely nothing.
Price, a lot of dribbling there. Daniels kicks it out. Ellen to fire. And Carey with the rebound.
Especially in the physical conference of champions.
Jones getting it rolling. One to penetrate. Tough shot. Carey went up for the rebound. A foul there against the Wolfpack. With 13:37 to go.
Vernon Carey a little physical on that block. I don't know if that's a makeup call. You don't want to say that. But if you look at Carey right here, below the... Right there, he's got a little wedge. That's called a wedge rebound. You split the defensive rebounder in half. You try to get your hips into his lower body and move him out of the way.
Over the top and a foul. No basket. Stanley thought he had it there, but a foul before the shot.
That's really good identification right there. You see Braxton Beverly on Stanley. Stanley, one of the best athletes in the country. Now they just switch, and all of a sudden now you got Daniels on there. Watch a little screen to screen. Stanley coming up that screen there.
Slicing in, short. His follow won't go. And this would appear to be an easy lay-in. Very frustrating night so far for Duke. Ellen goes right into Hurt there, who gets the blocking foul. That's his third.
The game's lost a little rhythm right now.
Sure has.
There's been a lot of fouls. There's no flow to the game. Right now, Duke's trying to get stops. Poor closeout right there by Hurt. Nice job of Helms not settling, but driving to close out. The game needs to get back to some flow. Look at Kevin Keats to try to see if he can get this thing reversed. Don't have to.
Helms a teardrop, no. Duke has succeeded in getting the crowd out of it a little bit. Jones straight on for the three. He has caught fire.
He's been absolutely terrific. And you hate to say that he has embraced his new role, but for this Duke team, he has to score and he has to make plays because they don't have a lot of floor gamers on the floor. What I mean by that is guys that can make plays for others. It has to be him.
Getting in close, Funderburk can't hit it. Or coming out of the pack with it. Duke trying to make a huge comeback tonight. Very close in for two.
Kevin Keats needs a timeout right now.
13 for Vernon Carey and a timeout. NC State. Here come the Blue Devils. 59-45 with 12.5 minutes to go here in Raleigh.
How about new?
In the ACC in a number of categories, the two guys who may be driving a comeback here.
And Duke's going to get back in this game. It's going to be Trey Jones attacking, making plays for himself. Terrific job of rhythm dribble, knocking down that three. And then Vernon Carey establishing himself down low, carving out space, targeting away from the defense. Great target, great pass. He collects himself and plays through contact. If Duke's going to get back in this game, Trey Jones and Vernon Carey have got to lead the way.
Now Duke's on an 11-2 run. The Wolfpack has missed the last 6 shots. Daniels has been quiet here in the second half after a huge first half. And he stays that way. Very cold all of a sudden. Carey again on the entry. And he'll head to the line. 15 points and counting for the gifted freshman.
Early post up in transition. Carey does a great job of running the floor. Carey right here establishes himself right at the block. He does a great job of catching, working to the middle, and finishing around the basket.
They can't finish off the three-point play. 59-47. On the other end, they turn it over. Ellams could not contain it. Carey again the target. Tried the glass, but misfired. And a reach-in foul, 11:47 to go. We will take the break. Duke, all sorts of energy here in the second half.
Guys right here, they're defensive playmakers. Trey Jones defends and disrupts. Ashton Hagans, Xavier Simpson, Mark Vital in the front court. But I'll tell you one thing. For this Duke team, Trey Jones needs to be not only a defensive stopper and playmaker, he needs to be a guy that Duke plays through and play makes for them to come back in this game. Trey Jones, his role has changed. He can score it. He can score it by defending. He can score by putting it on the ground, but he can also score by making the game easier.
Beverly swishes into two. They needed that shot. His first bucket. NC State at one point had a 23-point lead in this one. A few moments ago, it cut it to a dozen. Inside carry. They can't stop him. He'll head to the line again. 17 points. And he's getting everything he wants.
For Duke to win this game, they've got to play through Vernon Carey. And by playing through Vernon Carey, they eliminate the leading shot blocker in the ACC in Manny Bates. Carey's doing a great job of running the floor, establishing himself, and Duke is doing a terrific job of finding him. He's the most dominant player on the court.
Three-point play to cut it to 11. Bates fouling out. He's also bothered by a sprained shoulder and missed some time earlier in the game. So pretty miserable evening for Manny Bates. As we approach 11 minutes to go in Raleigh. Funderburk with it. He hit a three-point shot in the closing moments of the first half against Johnson. And denied. He thought he got fouled on the play. No whistle. Jones will pull up and pop. Carey going for the rebound. It glances off him.
Vernon Carey, he establishes himself down low, and he absolutely spreads out. Freeze it right there. Notice his target hand right here. And watch how wide he gets. Taking up space, driving the defender up the lane.
Really gets those points in bunches. He's coming off 21 points in 23 minutes against Notre Dame. Ellams with a shovel. Funderburk around and out.
This is Duke's best defensive lineup when you got Goldwire and Jones on the floor at the same time. It's a most athletic defensive lineup.
Moore with the spin. The tip won't drop. Mentioned at Louisville has already won. They won handily over Syracuse before this game tonight. Here's Johnson. Yes, that'll rattle in. That's a three-pointer.
NC State to win this game. It's about the seniors stepping up and making plays. On the other hand, for Duke to win this game, it's Vernon Carey and Trey Jones playing together and establishing each other.
Goldwire lets fly. No. Stanley came in and poked the rebound out of play.
Markel Johnson, 5 for 5 from the three, likes the matchup. Let's face it, if you live in Raleigh, North Carolina, and you go to NC State and you're their point guard, you know what you hear about every day? Trey Jones is the best point guard in America. Trey Jones is the best defender in America. And you know what? You hear that enough times, you want to have an opportunity to do your thing. Markel Johnson on this stage, in this moment, in a game that gives them a chance to maybe earn a berth in the NCAA tournament, he is taking this thing over.
No, you're right. It's a gigantic game for the Wolfpack if they win it. And there's a foul with 9:16 to go. Markel, by the way, with 23 points.
5-minute games. This is the first 5-minute game that Duke has won, 12-4. How have they done it? They've done it playing through Vernon Carey and Trey Jones attacking in transition and making plays.
Laurier with the foul. Johnson averaging 13.
Got a mismatch down low.
He fires another one off the front of the iron. That triggers the break for Stanley. Very quickly. And a foul, too. as he rocketed to the other end of the court and picks up a personal to boot.
He is so good in transition with space. Whether he's playing ahead of the defense on advanced pass, watch his speed and watch his ability. Bam, right out there. First dribble out in front of him. Terrific job of playing through contact. And when you go flat, put the ball in Markel Johnson's hands in the middle of the floor with everyone on the baseline, what happens is you're not in good shape for defensive play.
Goldwire with a three. Big rebound by Johnson, who just picked up his first foul a moment ago. He has 7 rebounds along with all those points.
Trey Jones hasn't left the court this whole game. They've got to continue to attack and make him defend every possession, but they've got to make good decisions.
Johnson with a three. In and out. Funderburk back up. And a foul as well. DJ Funderburk. Well, the junior from Cleveland showing up here in the second half.
Markel Johnson gets that shot up, and Funderburk does a good job of establishing inside position. It's easier to get to the offensive glass when number 1 is out of the game. Funderburk takes advantage of it. Who comes back in the game? Vernon Carey. Look for Duke to play through him on this next possession.
O'Connell with a foul. Funderburk 76%. 67-52. Funderburk with 11 points in the second half. So
Funderburk is a big body. Advantage, disadvantage.
Look at the ball movement to Helms. Trying to wiggle inside, but no. O'Connell with a rebound. Jones wants to fire the three. Gets back his own rebound, draws the foul. That'll go against Helms. A Saturday at noon Eastern on ESPN and ESPN app. Number 1 Baylor taking on number 3 Kansas. That's a Sonic blockbuster. Could help decide the Big 12 title and the number 1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament. Who do you like?
In the NCAA tournament?
Kansas Baylor.
Oh, Kansas Baylor. You know, this game, pay heed to all whom enter. Beware of the fog, but the game's not in Kansas, is it?
It is not.
You know, Baylor, to me, is the toughest team in college basketball. They defend, they're physical, they have great trust. I think Baylor wins it all. Thanks for saving me there, D.O.B.
You know, Duke only 5 out of 17 at the foul line tonight.
Like this, Kevin Keith's trying to get to a little set. Rudy trying to keep the ball on one side of the floor.
Shot clock on the 5. Daniels to the paint. Shovels it. Funderburk. Got it!
Funderburk is an absolute member of my own grown man team. He has been absolutely terrific.
He's had a great second half.
Yeah, he's a big target. He presents himself. That was a terrible possession right there for NC State. In transition, they've got to finish that play. But DJ Funderburk has absolutely been terrific. Dribble penetration, draw a second defender, pocket pass, play through contact. Funderburk, he's been fundamentally magnificent.
Fact is, every insurance company hopes you drive safely.
And here in Raleigh, Vernon Carey Jr. at the line. Just over 7 minutes to go. And the Duke Blue Devils down by 16. A couple of things really jump out at you, Seth. NC State has not been a very good three-point shooting team this year, but they're 7 out of 11 beyond the three-point line tonight. They've been out-rebounded by their opponents this year, but so far they're out-rebounding the Blue Devils by 5.
And they're 2-1 second chance points, 20-10. They've got every 50-50 ball around the basket. Part of it is dribble penetration. When you get dribble penetration, you need to get angles to rebound the basketball.
Daniels driving it hard, and he drops it in. He had only taken 1 shot in the second half after 18 points in the first half. They're getting him back into the fold. Carey will launch a long one. Stanley with a rebound and a second effort for the Blue Devils.
Dave, I used to say the hardest playing, toughest team finds a way to win. Right now, With 6 minutes left, that has been NC State.
Well, they were shot out of a cannon in front of this big crowd tonight in the opening tip. Again, they started the game with a 10-1 run.
This is the first break that Trey Jones has gotten this whole game. Coach K using that timeout. Now going to bring him back in the game to finish this game up. I love the ability to get to the basket for NC State. Their ability to try to play downhill, be aggressive, not settle to be a jump shooting team.
Carry to the paint, tiptoeing in. Can't connect. And they boxed him out. He's been on fire in the second half, but so far it has not been enough. 71-54 NC State. Markel Johnson, the brightest star for the Wolfpack tonight. Shot clock at 10. Down to 5. Flips it up off the iron. The tip is up and good by Funderburk.
Funderburk has dominated this game on this end of the floor in the paint. His ability to carve out space and be relentless on the glass. 15 points in the second half and coming up with a huge defensive play right there.
Daniels looking to finish it. He'll draw the foul. You'll see his hit on the play by Joey Baker. What a half he's had. We take a look at former McDonald's All-Americans. And among them, of course, Vernon Carey Jr. Did not play in that spotlight game because of an ankle injury. Hurd had 16. Moore had 16 minutes. And Wendell Moore had 17 minutes and 13 points.
This has not been the best game for some of those guys. It's interesting talking to Coach K before the game. He said, we're not a great team. At times we can be great. And our goal is to be great for longer periods of time. He said at times we have different guys. But our core group, Trey Jones and Vernon Carey, have been consistent. They need someone else to step up, and they haven't had that person step up tonight.
5 minutes to go. Carey trying to return that one with that left hand. On a foul with 5:01 showing. That personal on Funderburk will be his fourth.
Which means that Kevin Keats has a decision to make. Does he keep him on the floor and try to shorten the game, maybe change a matchup, or does he go smaller? So that's a huge decision he has to make right now. And he's already lost Manny Bates, so they're basically down to 7 players. Now, what does Duke have to do to get back in this game? So you're going to see Duke now extend their defense. You're going to see Duke maybe go to some scramble. You're going to see Duke try to pick up the pressure. So NC State, if they're going to handle that, they need good spacing. They need to get the ball reversed. They need to meet their passes. And most importantly, they need to have floor balance.
Daniels to the baseline. Off the fake, nifty fake. Couple of those by Bryce, and he banks it in. And a foul. C.J. Bryce has not had a big night, but that's a big shot.
That is a big-time shot and a patient shot. Terrific job right there. C.J. Bryce on the catch. Watch it. Eyes on the rim. Shot fake. One guy leaves his feet. Shot fake again. Lift the defender and play through contact. Great patience by C.J. Bryce.
Stanley with a second foul. Funderburk heading to the bench. You're getting a big hand by the Wolfpack faithful. 3-point play for C.J. Bryce. And the lead balloons again, 78-56. Carey up and in. He continues to work, 24 points.
He's terrific. You've got to defend him before he catches the basketball. If you're going to defend Vernon Carey, if he catches the ball with a foot in the lane, you're going to have a problem. We're getting close to that last 5 minutes. Right now, Kevin Keats, meet your passes, be strong with the ball, make sure you have good floor balance. Force Duke to play over you, not through you and downhill.
Well, the victory would put Louisville back in the lead by half a game in the ACC standings in first place. Another whistle, that with 6 on the shot clock.
Now, DOB, think about that. The 5 minutes prior, Duke won that. But look what happened this last 5 minutes. NC State 11-6. And let's face it, Funderburk has absolutely been terrific. Getting to the glass, being a big target, playing off of penetration.
10th team foul. Johnson to the line. Just a 58% foul shooter, but then again, only 26% from three-point land. And he has been burying one after another tonight. And has 25 points.
Duke
big start turn for himself.
Yeah, Duke with only 6 assists. You think about Duke basketball, you think about the ball moving, people moving, guys playing for each other. Right now, they are really struggling. Everything is one-on-one.
Yep, and one and done right there on the miss by Jones. Yeah, that's kind of staggering to see Duke with 6 assists at this point in the game.
This is college basketball. This is what it is every single night. It never disappoints.
Daniels launching. Got it! He hits a triple. 25 points. He has a new career high. Barry still driving inside for 2 more and to the foul line. We will take the break. NC State with a big lead, 83-60, trying to upset the Blue Devils here tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina. Basketball is brought to you by Wendy's. Try a Big Bacon Classic today. DJ Funderburk, 19 points. Most of those in the second have 9 rebounds as well. A terrific game, 7 out of 14. Also 25 out of Markel Johnson, 25 out of Devin Daniels. So all sorts of stars for the Wolfpack here this evening.
And they've been the aggressors. You see Funderburk getting to the offensive glass. Why does he get to the offensive glass? Because NC State's been aggressive. And that was their game plan from the beginning, to be aggressive and attack Duke.
The Duke loss would drop them to 2nd in the ACC behind Louisville. NC State likely moving into the first 4 out, according to Joe Lunardi. Very much a bubble team, but will you knock off the number 6 team in the country?
This is the start of something right now. When you look at NC State's resume last week, they didn't have that marquee win. They had wins. They just didn't have that marquee win. This is that one game. They didn't beat the top of the ACC. Today, they're in position to beat the top of the ACC.
And they've got Florida State coming in, the number 8 ranked team in the country, over the weekend. Coming up on Saturday. Foul on Stanley trying to slow up Johnson. 2:42 to go, and after our game, stick around for Sports Center with Kenny Mayne and John Anderson. An interview with Zion, plus the NBA's best and worst first half performances. Sports Center next, right here on ESPN and the ESPN app.
Zion's been pretty good. He makes up for some mistakes, huh?
No doubt about it. Carey really has been outstanding since halftime. He and Jones, though, unable to carry the Duke Blue Devils back all the way. They cut it down to, 10 points at one point.
Coach K has talked to us before the game exactly about that. He knows what he's getting out of those 2.
Johnson will stuff it in. 28 points for Markel Johnson. And, of course, that heave, which lit up the building. That's a career high for him right before halftime. Done that 3 times this season. Funderburk in the open floor. 2 minutes to go. And most of the fans are standing near PNC Arena. Daniels with a floater. Rebound tip. And the stop by Funderburk. Funderburk.
That's kind of appropriate, isn't it, right
Yes.
there? Being in the right place, getting to the glass, getting through the penetration, creating a turnover, getting a 50-50 ball.
What a night for the Wolfpack here. To go to 17-9, to go to 8-7 in the ACC, coming up a very tough road loss at Boston College, but they redeemed themselves here against 6th-ranked Duke.
This is the program winning. You think about everything this program's been through. This is a huge win and a statement win for Kevin Keats.
Coming up on 1 minute to play. Fans here in Raleigh tonight have had a wonderful time. It started out so well for the Wolfpack, and they kept that energy as they blitzed Duke on a 10-1 run to start it. The last time Duke lost by 20 or more, by the way, was March of 2013 to Louisville. Largest losses in the last 10 years for Duke. It does not happen often, yeah.
And just so you know, DOB, this will be an official legal court storm. I mean, packed house, beat your rival, a game that can put you in the NCAA tournament, a top 10 team, totally legal court storm.
Daniels, so big in the first half. Trying again for Funderburk. Shot clock will go to 0. 37.8 to go. And they cannot wait as they gather. They can't wait to storm the floor.
Now, part of this court storming is you would expect that NC State has security in place to create a path for the Duke team to get off the court safely. That is really, really important to have a plan. If you're going to win a game like this, there must be a plan in place to let the visiting team get off the court safely.
Certainly hope so. 88-66. NC State easily their biggest win of the season. A gigantic win at this stage of the season for their NCAA tournament hopes. And they can begin the celebration in Raleigh here this evening as they roll over the Duke Blue Devils. Now, they really had three players show up in a huge way. Funderburk, Johnson, and Daniels. And that combination was too much for Duke.
Those three guys, you say someone's got to step up if you're going to win a game of this magnitude. That was Daniels. Funderburk.